Hello everyone, this is Andre from Chatterbox, just doing a quick video this Wednesday morning because I came across some very important news. We're not ready to celebrate yet, but it seems like the Senate is going to come to some type of agreement in proposing a new bill that will include direct payments to the American people and that will include some money for unemployment, not the 600 as before, but apparently like something in the neighborhood of $300. Also, nowhere near the $1,200 per individual as was once approved before. It seems like it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like $600 now. They have not clarified whether that $600 is going to be per individual or per couple, and whether there's going to be additional money per child or what the deal is. But it seems like some agreement is being come to. Now, the reason I'm reporting on this because my take on stuff isn't necessarily the politics of stuff, but how people are either affected or they play in this whole dance of politics. The everyday people like you and I, or 9 to 5ers, like I like to refer to us as. Now, the interesting thing is that apparently this agreement or this talk of an agreement has been come to because Senator Bernie Sanders and Republican Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri apparently have threatened to withhold their vote for the government spending budget. So these government spending budgets need to be agreed upon with unilateral consensus. So just by withholding a couple people withholding their vote, unilateral consensus, of course, is not reached to, and they cannot pass this budget. Now, everybody's in a hurry to get home for Christmas, and Bernie Sanders has been on different major mainstream media channels saying that if he has to stay there past Christmas, no one wants to do it, but if he has to, that he will, to make sure that the American people get something. Now, this says a lot to me, and it should say a lot to anyone watching this video. For your senators, it is more important that we don't screw up their Christmas vacation plans than you having food on your table to provide for your kids for something that because of a situation that you're in because of no fault of your own. For them, it is more important to go on their vacation, to spend time with their family, knowing that all of their needs will be covered. They have insurance, they have healthcare, they have food, they have their lights on, their mortgages and vehicles are getting paid, they have a job, right? So they have not a care in the world, similar to what we have, because I'm sure, they have their own concerns, but nowhere near the average 9 to 5ers like you and I, those of us that are still fortunate and blessed enough to have a job, right? Nowhere near that. But for them, what brought them to their knees, or what it seems to be bringing them to their knees, because we can't celebrate until the bill is passed, is that a couple senators threatened to screw up their Christmas plans. This is why it's so important to be engaged in politics and know who we're voting for. These people literally don't give a rat's ass. And this isn't funny. After near 300,000 people have died because of this virus, because of not only the man with the biggest bully pulpit in the country playing it down, but everyone else in his cabinet laughing and playing around with this as if this was some type of joke, to the point where even their own people, while they're dying in their beds, are denying that they're dying because of COVID. Nurses being cursed out, medical staff being cursed out by people demanding that they be told they're dying because of something else. These are the people that we're voting into office. Elections do frickin' matter. So if anyone from Georgia is watching this, we need to get these mofos out of office. All of y'all, show up. Another political commentator said that when it comes to the long game, Republicans seem to be more strategic. They don't care if their changes are incremental. They know that within 10, 15 years, they'll have a tight grip hold on their goals. They'll have everything locked down and sealed. They're playing the long game. We need to start playing the long game too. Unfortunately, this is a comment that belongs to a broader video that I'm going to make, but unfortunately, the people in this party have demonstrated that they have an agenda, and that is fine. Everyone can have their agenda, but at the expense of human dignity, the well-being of the American people. The Republican Party has wiped its behind with the Constitution, the rule of law, and any type of tradition, jurisprudential tradition, as I refer to it. None of that matters as long as they get what they want to get. It's un-American, it's unpatriotic, it's everything vile. They don't care. And I can say the same thing for a lot of the corporate Democrats that are in there as well. In the middle of a pandemic, they're pussyfooting around whether, even bringing up Medicare for all as a vote. We can have discussions about how to get here, but the fact that you are at this point in the middle of a pandemic, even considering whether, I wonder if healthcare is a human right in the richest country of the world. Has there been any hesitation when it comes to finding money to send people overseas to kill other people? No, none at all, not a second thought. Things get done like this, right? So going forward, we as the people that are paying the salary of these people in office, don't ever again believe that when they say something cannot be done, it's because it cannot be done. It's because they don't care to get it done. They have no interest in getting it done, or they have vested interest in seeing that the opposite occurs. For example, how many of them are taking money from the insurance lobbies? From the private insurance lobbies, that is, right? So of course, if that is lining their pockets and perpetuating their riches forever and ever, amen, while you suffer, they're not going to vote on something that is going to contradict their personal financial interests. We need to get those people out of office. I don't know how far the brainwashing has gone to think that these people are our kings and some anointed divine, I don't know what, that we are supposed to be subservient to. But from what I know of civics and everything, they are supposed to serve us. And I know it's a far-fetched thought in view of all the corruption that we rampantly see being, smudged in our faces. They're not shameless. They're shameless. They're not afraid of showing how brazenly corrupt they are anymore, because they think that they have this in the bag. We need to show them that we will upset the hell out of them. Anyone that can and is thinking about running because you have good intentions for your community, do it. Right? And if you can't run, find out, at least spend 10 good minutes of your day researching who is running and seeing who you're putting your vote in. This whole partisan thing, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, brown, Latino, yellow, Asian American, whatever you are, what religion you practice. At the end of the day, whatever affects you may very well affect your neighbor, regardless of what religion they practice, what race they are. This isn't about the individual anymore. This is about the future of an entire country, and we need to freaking stop being so selfish. We need to stop drinking that Kool-Aid of, well, my grandfather voted Republican, my dad voted Republican, and my mom voted Republican, so I guess I'm going to vote Republican. No, it's not about the party. It's about who is really going to do something for the freaking people. We need to cut this out, because they are about to go on vacation, and if it wasn't because someone said we're going to interrupt your plans, they would have left us high and dry during our Christmas with not anything to put on our tables, not anything to offer our kids, not anything to help our parents with. Nothing. They would have left fine. They would have slept well at night, the same way they have been sleeping well at night during these 9 months of the current pandemic. They would have continued sleeping well had it not been for these two senators. As Reverend William Barber said in a video I saw a few days ago, people have been suffering prior to the pandemic, and we're not talking about a small number of people. According to some of the country's top economists, 40% of the American people were one paycheck away from ending up in abject poverty. 40%. You don't hear it on mainstream media how bad things are. But we need to start reading for ourselves, not being told what to think. And if I come across like I'm telling people what to think, I apologize, because it's not my intention. I am just hoping to wake up some curiosity, right? Do some reading about what is really happening in our country. Those of us that are doing well, that still have a job, we are fortunate as hell. But it's not the reality for most people, and it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they didn't think about their future. It's not because they plan to. I have friends that have worked their entire life, and objectively good people, had one thing occur in their life. Let's say a car accident. Let's say one thing just throw them off, and they weren't able to get back on the bike again, so to speak. Because we are in a country that offers no safety nets, or very little, to the average person like you and I. And that is wrong. We have been brainwashed to think that this is normal to not have safety nets. This whole meritocracy bullshit, that you deserve everything that you have, and those that are wealthy or well off or stable is because they deserve it. Yes, there is some to that. But the function of the government, which is another thing that isn't being really drilled into people's heads, the function of the government is to administer and manage society so that society can advance in a dignified way, in an organized and civilized way. If the government is not complying with that function, we need to get them the hell out. And 40% of American people are struggling, were struggling before the pandemic. Can you imagine the millions of people that have been added to the unemployment and uninsured rolls and underinsured rolls? I have some numbers. I don't have them with me, and this is going to be part of a bigger video that I'm going to do. I just wanted to share these news with you. Hopefully, it is some good news. It's not what we need anywhere close, but it's better than walking away from the table without anything and going into Christmas and the New Year's in the dead of winter with nothing at all to keep us warm. So good for Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri, and good for Bernie Sanders. I really wish we would be having such a completely different conversation if they hadn't bamboozled so many of the American people to think that Joe Biden was the right solution for these times that we're living in. And that's a different conversation, like I said. But we're here. We're thankful for this. Hopefully it comes to fruition, and I'll try to keep y'all posted. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to please click the like, share, and subscribe button somewhere on my screen so that you can stay tuned to my most recent videos. Not posting as often as I would like because so much is going on in my life right now. But anytime something like this that I think is like super important happens, I will be on. But please do subscribe so that anytime you do see my videos up there, you'll be able to stay tuned with them. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Enjoy your holidays and be good to yourself and to others.